the Puck Drops here, and welcome to Panther fans. This is the GPA grade system that we are doing for the Florida Panthers. So I wasn't able to do any besides the Buffalo Sabres last night. Just wasn't able to. But we begin with the Florida Panthers, and obviously you guys know about now how this is a grading system, just like college. It's GPA, and we will grade the centers, the wingers, the defensemen, the goaltenders, coaching and management, and big things bring in Sunrise there, and overall grade and what we see for the Florida Panthers this coming season. So we'll look at the record first. A record of fifth in the Atlantic Division, in the Atlantic Division, with 36 wins, 32 losses, and 86 points, less of what was gathered last year, and just because of the previous season, again missing the postseason for the third consecutive year for the Florida Panthers. And take a look at their centers, of course. They had a productive year. We'll just take a look. Their first-year captain in Alexander Barkov, who they had in the 2013 second overall pick, Barkov being the captain. He played in every single game for the Florida Panthers, scoring 35 goals, notching 61 assists, and gathering 96 points for the year that went for him. So it's crazy for him. Also, and just Henrik Borgstrom was a young center they have from Finland. Played in 50 games. He only played in 4 other games before last season, and scored 8 goals, notched 10 assists, and 18 points for the Florida Panthers, which was decent for not a lot of games played. Jace Howerluck, former Jet, another of their players that they only playing in 42 games, but scoring 7 goals and notching 5 assists for 12 points. Decent work for him. Derek McKenzie, former Senator who was on and off the IR, but he was only able to play 1 game because of these injuries, and no goals and no points. So not a guy that had a season like he would anticipate at any rate. Take a look at Dennis Malgin, who I really like. A 22-year-old scrappy center. He played in 50 games after playing in a large amount last year. The Czech with 7 goals and 9 assists, 16 points. The total was lower than they think he can get overall, but he's a really great player. I like him, and his workload is going to raise as his production raises in the next few seasons. Only 22 years old, so that's – and a younger guy in their prime, Colton Scivier, a 30-year-old, playing in 59 games, scoring 5 goals and notching 10 assists, 15 points. Not well for him. And then one of the star guys that they got from the trade with the Pittsburgh Penguins, with McCann and Bugstad, is Riley Sheahan. And Riley Sheahan played in every single game with the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Florida Panthers this season. He scored 9 goals and 10 assists and 19 points. Good status for a guy coming in and out of the lineup between Pittsburgh and Florida. So good for him. And the 2 other scoring leaders, Vinny Trocheck, well, leaders at least. He played in 55 games, scored 10 goals and notching 24 assists, 34 points. 34 points in 55 games is incredible, but the goals need to be up there. They need to be at more consistency for Vinny Trocheck. And the last center we'll look at is Frank Petrino, the former Rowan. And for him, the young 25-year-older, played in every single game except for 1, all with the Florida Panthers, scoring 24 goals, notching 15 assists, and 39 points. Good status for him. I would give this a 2.6. The centers, I really like a lot of their center depth, but Malgin's got to improve on the goal scoring. Trocheck has to also improve on the goal scoring, and a few of their guys like Howerluck and McKenzie are not at the status with the injuries that they needed to be. But the point status coming out through Borgstrom for Barkov and Petrano is incredible. That's something you need. For the wingers in Florida, take a look at the Troy Brower, who signed that long contract after bouncing in and out. 33-year-old wingers playing in 75 games, scoring 12 goals and 9 assists, 21 points. For an over-the-hill guy, it was. And they're at the prime 30-year-old Evgeny Dadonov, playing in every single game, scoring 28 goals, notching 42 assists, 70 points. A wonderful season for him, of course. Mike Hoffman, who was dealt from the Sharks after the immediate trade from Ottawa. Again, a guy who is a great scorer as well, playing in 82 games, scoring 36 goals, and notching 34 assists for 70 points. And for Jonathan Huber, had for a long time, a top 3 pick in 2013 as well, 2011. Playing in 82 games, scoring 30 goals, notching 62 assists, and 92 points. And that was a good point for them as well. Dryden Hunt has 31 games played, 3 goals, and 7 assists, along with 10 points. For him, isn't too much. Jamie McGinn, another 19 games played, only 4 goals and 3 assists, notching 7 points, not there. And that's for that. The wingers played good, almost as well as the centers did. They had more points than the centers did, but many of their points were gathered by assists. And you're going to need high goal totals to your late 20s, 30s by multiple players if you're going to be a playoff team for the Florida Panthers. So it was a disappointing year for. I would put them higher though. I put them at a 2.9 for the wingers. I really like the production. You take a look at the defense. Josh Brown, a 25-year-old defenseman, only played in 1 game. Only played 37 games, actually. There were 37 games for the Florida Panthers. But he had 1 assist and 1 goal, tallying 2 points as a defenseman. Aaron Ekblad played in every single game, our highest scoring guys, scoring 13 goals and 24 assists, 37 points. Yes, he is a defenseman, but he's supposed to be a high-scoring super defenseman, and that was not the year that he got with only 37 points. Brady Keeper, rookie defenseman, played. He had a plus, no points, but 1 game he played, the rookie did this year. Mike Matheson, a young defenseman they like a lot, playing 75 games, scoring 8 goals and 19 assists, 27 points. For a defenseman, that's good as well. Anaheim-born Ian McCoshen is another defenseman that they had. 19 games played, only 1 goal and 1 assist, so 2 points for him as well. Very similar to Josh Brown. Mark Pysk, another younger defenseman, is a 27-year-old, playing in 70 games, scoring 1 goal and 10 assists for 11 points, which is decent. Mackenzie Weegar, lagging a little bit. 64 games played, scoring 4 goals and 11 assists, 15 points for Weegar. And the former Coyote, Boston-born Keith Yandel, also playing in every single game, scoring 9 goals and 53 assists. The assist total was there for Yandel, an incredible rate. I like that for him. The rating of defenseman, I would probably give to be a I would give to say them the defenseman GPA to be a 2.5. Good for them, but it just wasn't the year that they wanted. A long time 40-year-old goalie Roberto Luongo, playing in 43 games, starting 40 of them, winning 18 goals, including the one that got him 3rd all time of tender wins, with 16 losses. And Luongo had a decent year, but just wasn't the year he usually has had. An older guy starting to lose production. Reimer, the former Leaf, a backup to Luongo, playing 36 games, but starting 29 of them. That's an alarm. And a 13-12. The goaltending was not great for him at all. Sam Montembeault, who's a rookie they've loved, a 22-year-old from Springfield. He played 11 games, started 10 of them, and he went 4 of 3. But he made some sensational saves, and he seems to be the goalie of the future. So goaltending is a good unit, the goaltending. But for the Florida Panthers, and the Florida Panthers, they really have to ride off of Montembeault this season. So for the goaltending coach for the Florida Panthers, Bob Boughner, the former Penguin turned head coach, decided he wasn't able to win well, so he was fired by the management, and the management ended up getting longtime Blues and Chicago head boss Joe Quenneville, which was a very, very savvy pick. They're going to go there for his connections. He's probably going to have large management decisions, and because of the coach from now, I put 2.8. I like the coaching there. For management, there has been some issues gathering big-time players, but I think with Quenneville they'll do that. Dale Talon, for coaching, yeah. For management, Dale Talon has to do a better job of gathering talent and distributing talent. So I put him at a 1.4, but if they get some good free agents like a Panarin or a Bobrovsky or whoever else, maybe even a Carlson, this would help his reputation a long way and help the Florida Panthers franchise. So there is that. The last thing we'll do are young player and the older player. The young player I really like, even though he had a down year, is Dennis Mullen, the center. I think he can be a superstar in this league. He's just got to get his confidence back and have more support on the line with him. Maybe he has to move up to a higher line. I'm an older player that I think has some issues. I definitely think has to improve. Would be goaltender Roberto Luongo. And with Luongo, he's going to have to improve and start making. He's going to have to start making stops as a consistent goaltender. I don't know if he gets traded or if he gets left. Whatever happens with Roberto Luongo, but he's going to have to improve at some point. Even though they're probably using him as a mentor for Montembeault. So the last thing I'll say now, I'll try to do the GPA rating of the entire team. I'm at 2.1 because, again, the Florida Panthers did what befell them the last. They started awful, but they had middle, near to late, strong stretches, and then stretches at the end, struggling to win games, and that bit them in the heel again. Florida's got to have a great offseason, and they got to come in flying to try to make a playoff run in this tough conference, Eastern Conference. If they get in, anything can happen, as we know, we see with their Florida neighbors in the Tampa Bay Lightning. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Panther fans, everybody. Was excited to do this one. Likes and subs, whatever you want to do. Subs and whatever you want to put on, please watch this video. Any comments? Ask me any questions. Next one we'll be doing is the Los Angeles Kings. So thank you guys for watching and paying attention to this channel and supporting. And have a good night or afternoon, whatever you're having. And happy hockey, everybody.